Welcome back, everybody. For the Do Now today, I wanted you thinking um, if you were asked to create a new amendment, what would you want to create? What sort of changes do you want to see in our government or rights do you want to see protected? And why is that so important? Just a reminder, we don't have many amendments since the Bill of Rights was created. It's not like we have hundreds of them. We have 17 after the initial 10, so we have 27 total. Um, One of them was about stopping alcohol, and then that one got repealed. So two of those are just sort of canceled out. It's really like only 15 have been created in the last 200 something years. It's because they're really hard to pass. If you make an amendment, it's got to be part of the Constitution. So it's got to be really important change. It's a fundamental way our government functions. So we have to agree that this is going to work. 50% is not going to cut it. We need two-thirds of Congress. Then three-quarters of all the states need to agree to it too. So it's really hard to get these things passed. They kind of fit into two categories: the ones that change the way the government works, and then ones that protect certain civil rights or equalities. Um, those are basically the two types of amendments. So yesterday we talked about some. Here's some reminders. Some of our freedom amendments, like the 13th says no slavery. The 14th, all races are treated equally under the law. 15, all races have the right to vote. 19th, all genders have the right to vote. 26, the voting age is down to 18. And these are all rights and freedoms that need to be protected. As far as governmental changes, well, we got the 12th Amendment says we vote for president and vice president together. It used to be whoever got first was president, whoever got second was vice president, which is kind of crazy, right? Imagine Biden would be president, Trump would be vice president if we didn't have this amendment. I essentially set up a situation where assassinations might be possible, almost be encouraged. So kind of crazy. They figured that one out pretty quick that they need to put these two together. 17th, people get to vote for their senators directly instead of the state Congress deciding for them. 22nd, presidents can only serve 2 terms. 25th, makes it clear who takes over for the president and when. If the president is alive but unconscious, well, then the vice president gets to take over for a while. 27th, Congress cannot give itself a pay raise without winning an election first. It won't go into effect until the next term. So these are some examples of the amendments we have passed. Now, it's definitely possible to pass more. We have to agree as a country a little bit more than we are right now, but it's definitely possible. And there's been occasions throughout history where like a lot of amendments get passed all at once within a few years. Those are usually times of great change, but also unity within the country. So some possible 28th amendments: the Equal Rights Amendment was something from the 70s, guaranteed equal rights between men and women. It got close to passing, but not quite. So there's a lot of people who are pushing to get that passed now. There are people who want an amendment to get rid of the Electoral College. So you pick the president by popular vote instead of using electoral votes. There are people who want term limits for Congress, so they can only serve like 2 or 3 terms. Same for Supreme Court. Instead of being appointed for life, they're appointed for 9 years at a time. Right to an abortion. And there's also people who want to change the way we budget, say like you can't go into debt, you can't borrow money. Everything has to be balanced. All right, so there's a lot of different ideas. Some are rights and freedoms, some are changes to the way the government works. Today you're going to pick some different amendments and do some research. You're going to try and summarize what's the amendment doing, a couple sentences, and then teach me cause and effect. So if we take a look at the assignment, it's going to be on Schoology. Amendment research. There's a Spanish copy as well. So it's got a little review. Your goal is to pick out some of these amendments, research what they do. Your goal is to try and do 3 from each. We'll see if we get there. You scroll down, right? You tell me which amendment, summarize it, explain why it was created, what's the cause of this amendment, then how does it impact us today? What's the effect of this amendment? All right, you're going to do it for 3 of them are about freedoms, 3 of them are about government changes.